All we talked about this offseason as it pertained to the Wisconsin Badgers was new things, right? Phil Longo, air raid, Tanner Mordecai, wide receivers. But the recipe for success in Madison is still the same. Run the damn ball.
From LA to Piscataway, all Big Ten all year long. This is Big Ten 10.
You know, it's amazing when you change up the coaching staff, you change up the personnel, you maybe change up the philosophy of a team. You still need to mix the ingredients together. The same ingredients create success at Wisconsin, and that's being physical up front and running the football. You saw that happen in this game against the Buffalo Bulls. Now, I call it Sparty syndrome, right? Earlier in the week on Friday night, Michigan State kind of had trouble kind of getting going early, and you kind of saw that against Wisconsin, against the Buffalo Bulls. Now, you could tell this was the more talented team. They were eventually going to break out. They were going to put points on the board. We all knew that that was going to happen, but in the first half, there were some questions as to what was going to happen. Once you got into halftime, once you got in the locker room, you were able to make some adjustments. And of course, what happened, and you saw Wisconsin eventually pull away. But I want to talk about this because a lot of other people have talked about in Big Ten circles in terms of Wisconsin is completely changing the guard. Phil Longo's going to come in. They're going to throw it around. They got a quarterback that's used to throwing it 40 and 50 times a game. And the offense is going to change. I knew in my heart of hearts that was not true. I knew that this was a team that was still going to run the ball because that's still the formula to being successful not only at Wisconsin, but in the Big Ten Conference as a whole. All right, let's talk about Tanner Mordecai in this game. He ends up throwing 2 interceptions, okay? Remember back in the mid-2000s when Reggie Bush was at USC, a lot of people said, man, every time he touches the football, you got to hold your breath because he might make an explosive play. Tanner Mordecai is a hold-your-breath kind of quarterback because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if he's going to throw it 30 or 40 yards on a dime or if he's going to throw it behind a guy and an interception nearly goes back for a pick six like it did in the first half. If the Buffalo Bulls defender does not trip when Tanner Mordecai is going one way and he's going the other way and he ends up going for 6, that's a totally different feel to the football game, by the way, in the first half. Look, this is the Buffalo Bulls. This is a MAC team that went 7-6 last season. Tanner Mordecai needs to be better with the football. We knew this. We knew this going back to his days at SMU. We knew that when he played the better teams, the better defenses, he ended up turning the football over. Then you look at the spring game, and he turns the football over multiple times. In this game, against the Buffalo team, threw 2 interceptions. Now, I will say this. You take those 2 interceptions away, and he threw the football pretty well, I thought, in this game. So you have that with Tanner, but boy, did we learn. Keep on running that football, Wisconsin. I don't care who your coordinator is. I don't care who your coach is. You got a W on the side of your helmet. You turn the ball, you hand it off, you run behind a solid offensive line, and you run behind maybe one of the better running back tandems in all of college football. When Chez Mellusi is fully healthy, the tandem of Allen and Mellusi is as good as it gets, folks. This is a really good tandem, and that's going to be the key. If Chez can stay healthy, this is going to be a tandem that's going to be able to run the football. That is their strength. When you look at their players and their personnel on the offensive side of the football, it's Allen and Mellusi. Those are the 2 best guys. That's the best way for success to win. Wisconsin is not going to be successful throwing the ball more than 30 or 35 times. If that happens, Wisconsin is maybe trying to come back from behind. They're trying to throw the ball in the air to make more explosive plays, to get points on the board in a hurry. This is still Wisconsin football at heart. That's the point I want to make. And the formula is still the same in Madison, Wisconsin, the offensive side of the ball. Boy, you look at the defensive side of the ball and, they are yearning, it seems like, for the days of Jim Leonhard right now, because this is a defense that needs to get pressure. You look at this defense in this football game, a grand total of 0 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. Coming into the season, I said in my Wisconsin preview, defensive line didn't look great. A lot of meh on this Wisconsin defensive line, and I think we saw a lot of that in this football game. And then the secondary, I feel strong. I feel good about the linebacking group with John Meta and Turner and all those guys. They've got good players, and I think they've got good depth at linebacker. But when you look in the secondary and when you look at the defensive line, basically defending against the pass rush, and coverage, this is maybe a place where Wisconsin might struggle against better teams as we kind of continue to go on through the season. Now, this is a first game for a team and a staff that is turning over a lot, right? And that's a lot of these Big Ten teams where they might start slower because there is just so much turnover and so much newness. You need to get a couple of games under your belt in order to really see what these teams are going to be made of. Keep doing what you've been doing since 1990 when Barry Alvarez stepped onto campus in Madison, Wisconsin. The formula for success is still going to be running the football. It's been running the football and playing good defense. We know, we've seen it. We saw it today, especially in the second half. This is a team that can still run the football. When it comes to defense, I think there's some work to do in terms of defending the pass with the pass rush and covering back there in the secondary. I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think out of this first appearance from Wisconsin in the 2023 season? Do you like me? Do you think they need to still run the ball, kind of take the ball out of the hands of Tanner Mordecai, right? Tanner Mordecai, the turnover machine, maybe, right? We got Cooper DeJean, the turnover machine, maybe Tanner Mordecai on the other side of the ball. He needs to protect the ball a little bit better. And what do you feel about their defense? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching Big Ten Ted, where it's all Big Ten all year long. Make sure to like the video to spread the word of Big Ten Ted to the masses, and subscribe to the channel for updates on Big Ten content that drops every day.